Very good morning, students. Today we are discussing about the Morse test on petrol engine, four-stroke, four-cylinder petrol engine. This is the experimental setup for conducting the Morse test. It's a four-stroke, four-cylinder petrol engine. So you have to open the key for start the engine. It's needed a battery. This one is the radiator setup. Okay, so radiator. So which is used to cool the engine. So battery is used to give the power to the spark plug. So this one is the battery. It gives the power to the spark plug. Let's give the load. So as usual, so compression takes place. You have to take the manometer reading. So the hydraulic load is given. So the hydraulic load setup. So that the hydraulic load will be monitored. This gauge. And for taking a fuel consumption measurement, so already we are discussing as a fuel consumption for 10 cc, 15 cc. So by using this knob open the fuel intake to the engine. So the various readings of a particular engine. Next one. This is a YouTube manometer for finding the potential pressure difference. Let's start the experiment. So before going to start, kindly ensure the key which is turn on. Once you turn on, the engine will be started. So this is an accelerator for adjusting the speed. Okay. So in this experiment, we have to do performance test. We have to identify the indicator power, brake power, and frictional power. Once the fuel is cut off. Okay. So it is a four-cylinder cut off. First cylinder 1 cut off, cylinder 2 cut off, cylinder 3 cut off, cylinder 4 cut off. So once operating this one means there is no power supply gets entered into the spark plug. So the engine 1 will not run. Okay. So once we are operating this kinds of fuel cut off value, we have to take the readings. Okay. That's the initial condition. When once the engine started, all the fuel electric cutoff are downward position. All the four cylinders are working with this power supply. We have to add the load by adjusting this knob. The load indication will be there on the scale. Now the 0 from 0, 20 and 19 is there. So 19 kg load is applied. So it will be monitored here. So this is a spring load adjustments also. You can see the water pressure, water inlet pressure. So note it down. So that water will be gets entered into the propeller shaft. It can add the load, hydraulic load. So that hydraulic load out from this rotating knob, it will be gets out to the water. So take the readings for 10 cc fuel consumption using stopwatch. Then might note down H1 and H2 for the respective loads. So for all load conditions, so might these are all the things. Then we have to cut off the first cylinder. So why? Cut off it. The 3 cylinders only working. The speed may reduced for the same load. We have to note the speed. Then cut off the second cylinder. Take the readings. Take all those readings, load and fuel consumption and YouTube manometer readings. Cut it down, and for the same for cylinder 3 and cylinder 4. So these are all the readings we have to taken from the experimental setup. Then we have to calculate the indicated power, mechanical power and frictional power of a petrol engine. Thank you.
This is multi-cylinder petrol engine test rig. So in this experiment, we are going to calculate the Morse test. So we are having 4 cylinders here. Individual cylinder performance can be identified by using this experiment. So here you are having 4 cylinders. So cylinder 1, 2, 3, 4. So initially you have to open all the cylinders. All the 4 cylinders has to be opened and you have to start the experiment. So for example, if you are getting 15 kilowatts means that is the performance of all the 4 cylinders. So if you want to determine the performance of cylinder 1, you have to close this fuel cutoff valve and remaining 2, 3 and 4 cylinders has to be opened. So here you will get the output voltage, for example 12 kilowatt means already 15 kilowatt, that is the overall performance. Now it's when fuel cutoff valve 1 is closed, remaining 2, 3, 4 and cylinders are open. So that is, for example, 12 kilowatt means remaining 3 kilowatt is your performance of your cylinder 1. Similarly, you have to, next for cylinder 2, you have to cut off this cylinder, fuel cutoff valve, and you have to open 1, 3 and 4. So from this you can calculate the performance of cylinder 2. And the next for cylinder 3, you have to close 3 and you have to open 1, 2 and 4. You can find the performance of cylinder 3. Similarly for cylinder 4, you have to close this valve and you have to open 1, 2 and 3. You can determine the performance of cylinder 4.